Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical. Look at this. Oh. We better get that swapped over. Let's get into this. We're swapping over some solar. 3-phase. Wait. So we've got Aston down with us today.
Enjoying it so far.
So he's doing a bit of solar. So yeah, it should be a bit of fun. So we're on this little platform lifter you can see behind. So we've been setting that up, we've been unboxing stuff. So there's been loads of staff around chatting to, but yeah, we'll show you what's going on and then we'll get into this. There we go, here's the bad boy we're using. So we've got this to get us all the way up there. So we've got those 3 hybrid inverters. Well, the new ones are going in, they're going to be hybrid, so they can take a battery. But yeah, this is what's going in. So it's the Solax battery, so we labelled it up, inverter 1, inverter 2, inverter 3. And there we go, so we're just going to swap these out. So there's 3 strings per one. We've got a bang in here. So, but they also want a generation meter down below. So at the moment it's up there. So what we're going to have to do is get a piece of wood up, get a bit of chunking light down here, long and down, and then the little meter will just sit on top. So it should look nice, neat and sweet. So the annoying thing about this job is that they haven't got any DC isolators on this end. So we're going to have to do some sort of magic. We're either going to have to go up on the roof of this and disconnect 18 legs. So it kills it on that end, so we can wire into 2 isolators to then wire it into the actual inverters. So it's going to be a bit of a ball ache, this one. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Oh, what a ball ache. So we had to source some DC isolators because the company that sent it didn't have all the isolators. So basically there's what we're going to do is you've got an isolator which will isolate the DC from the roof. So there's 9 strings essentially. So we're going to have 9 boxes. So 3 for 1, 3, 6, and then 9. So we're going to mount all them and then go DC in, DC out, and then you can actually isolate from the roof if you want to swap over your inverter. But on this case, yeah, we're going to have to chop it, tape over it, get them in, strip it, all live, get them into breaker. Oh, it's going to be a bit dodgy, but we'll get it done. Alright, so we've just had him brushing up on this PV book then. So there we go, so he's been flicking through, so there's loads of stuff in there. That's all you need to know about PV. So I'll show him this diagram then. So this is what we're working with. So if you look from the panels backwards, so you've got your different strings here coming in. So on this we've got 6 strings coming in. It goes into your DC isolator. Each one goes through, and then it goes from your DC isolator into I can't speak today, into your inverter. So your inverter's actually got 6 inputs, and then there's 6 strings going out to 3. Sorry, there's 6 cables going out to 3 strings. So that's what's going on here. So it's a similar setup to what we've got. So we've got 3 inverters that you saw earlier. Now they haven't put in this DC disconnect, so the DC isolator, which is a bit annoying. So we've got to chop into that cable, wire it into your DC isolator. So there'll be 6 in, 6 out. Same again here, 6 in, 6 out, 6 in, 6 out. So it's a bit of a nightmare really. But yeah, that's what we're going to deal with. So what we might have to do really is just go up on the roof and just disconnect it, and then it's safe to work on, and then plug it back in. So that's what we're going to have to do. We won't be dodgy. Here's your inverter then. So that goes into your inverter. Inverter obviously transforms, well, how do we put this in layman terms? It takes it from DC to AC. That's what your inverter does. So the AC coming out, that's got its own little isolator. So obviously it's 3-phase these, so this will be a 3-phase 4-pole isolator, and then from here it goes back to like a little fuse box. It's a slightly different setup, but yeah, there we go. So hopefully that explains it. Oh, can't beat a bit of Greg's, can we? Look at this. So we go for a bean melt, festive bake, cheese and onion, and a latte, and that will do me. But been a bit of a nightmare trying to get all the gear, but we haven't started yet. It's 10 to 12. We'll get back. It's about 20 minutes away, so we're not going to start till after 12. It should be a bit of a rush today, but we'll get it done. How mad's this? So this house has got some scaffolding up. He's got Santa Claus on the ceiling. He's got loads of lights. He's built a scaffolding for like all these lights pinging them off. And there's a little button saying something like "Children of Wigan, press this button." He's built all these wooden platforms around that all light up. That's sick, isn't it? There's a big teddy bear there, you see it? It's mental. Everyone's slowing down to see it. How mental is that? Hope you enjoy our Christmas decorations, honestly. It's like a, what is it? Like a garden centre. Alright, we're back down here. So I thought wholesalers would give me a natural, so with trunking you get like an oval, like a 90, which you can just clip over there, and you just put trunking down to it, and a corner piece. They've actually given me like a pre-cut thing. I could have done this. Flipping heck. I don't know. But here we go then. So what we're gonna have to do, so here's the board here. Gonna open it up. We've got a screwdriver somewhere. Anyway, I ain't got a driver on me, but so in this board, oh, I don't know my nail. Right, so PV board feeds. What I have to do is take the cables out of here into the generation meter. I have to go up and then feed that fuse board, and then that's the generation meter moved. So there we go. Because that is the board for, there'll be three-phase breakers going inverter 1, inverter 2, inverter 3. So these are 3-phase inverters. So that's what we're doing. So we'll get this mounted, we'll get this chunking up. We've got some DC isolators to mount, probably on the cladding at the back, above the boards, because there won't be enough room for all those to fit in there. Because they're all double pole. We need 3, because there's 6 cables. There'll be 3 DC isolators for 1, 3 for 2, and 3 for 3, and then that'll be that bit done. Right then, so we'll mount the 3-phase meter then. So it's just going to bang on here. So I think if we get the same distance between here and the edge of the fuse board, it should look nicey. So then we'll get him in there. So what I'm going to do is just mount the top, just roughly where it's going to go. Just put a little plus where the centre is. Because what happens is when you take these off, you won't know the distance between here and here, and you'll mount it to be too high or too low or whatever. So we'll do that first, then afterwards we've got these knockouts to knock out. I'll have to hold that up to the trunking, mount that out on the trunking, cut a little hole for his cable to come through, and then we're good to go then. There we go, that's it in then, so it's nice and level, and this clicks in lovely, makes it right, good junk. If you get the distance away from the wall, you put a screw in, maybe about 5mm, oh yeah, that feels great. We'll get level on that and get that fixed. Right then, so we've got this meter thing to get off, so what I do, you just stanley along this side, just like that, a few passes along like that, and then what you'll find is it should just nicely snap off and you get perfect edges. Look at that. Right, just needs a bit of tidy up, that's perfect, that, isn't it?
There you go.
Flipping heck. So the 90, the pre-made 90 that we could have made ourselves, is a different brand, great, so we're going to have this here, and then slightly different shade of white. It's either that or it's never been used, it's old. I'm flipping heck. Can't believe it, wholesalers. It's been a joke, innit? I don't know, I like perfect jobs. Anyway, so what we're going to have to do, we're going to look down there, we'll have to cut that little slot out the back of those two, so those cables can go in nicely. If you look, it's 25mm tails, so you've got L1, L2, L3, and your neutral up there. So we'll have to, basically, we can reuse them cables to feed that, and then we'll have to get some new cables from here up along and then into his board again. So we're best going to refeed that board. Right then, so we're just going to wire this up now. So we've got these tails in. So basically we're going to have L1, L2, L3 neutral for the meter. If you look at the wiring diagram of this, you can see this. So L1 of the supply goes into 1, 4 is for L2, 7 is for L3. And then for the load side, you've got L1 as 3, L2 as 6, and L3 as 9. So you can see that there. Oh, sorry, L3 is, oh yeah, 9, and then neutral is your 12 then for that one. I can't read this. Yeah then, so we'll get this wired in. So what we're going to do is get those wired in on the load side. They'll go up and then wire into your little box there. And then obviously you wire from your meter to the incoming side of this. So we'll probably just nick these once we kill all that. Just we'll probably chop them here and then reroute them into the meter like that. Yeah then, so we're ready to do what we're going to do. So I nipped out and got some bits, and we left casting doing all this. So look at this, it's all nice and neat and sweet. Those DC isolators. So we've got string 1, 2, 3 for this one, 1, 2, 3 for that one, 1, 2, 3 for that one. So obviously the company didn't give us enough DC isolators. We had to go out and get those little thingamabobbies. But yeah, it's a bit of fun in it. Right, so what we're going to do is get these DC cables in now, so it'll be in and out. So there'll be positive and negative to come through each one for each string essentially. Then once we've done that, we'll disconnect these and then we'll put the new inverters in and get the new ones plugged in with the 3 strings per one, so there'll be 9 strings to go in. Look at this. So we're taking this inverter down, that's come down alright. Really heavy though, it's like a washing machine, isn't it?
It was heavy, yeah.
So then, look at this. This is why this has stopped working. Krispy Kreme, look at that. Flipping, listen. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, SMR. What was it? Was it ASMR?
ASMR.
What ASMR is? Krispy Kreme. Right then. No, it's absolute knackered, isn't it? So what we'll do, obviously strip that back. Pull this out, disconnect this, we'll take this down and we'll carry on. So these are the isolators so far, so these are looking beautiful. They're nicely going in. So as you can see, it's pos and neg all the way through, looking good. And all the ends are over here, all labelled up, ready to go into the new inverter. So what we'll have to do, because they're the old little C4 connectors, we can get a little torch on that. So what we'll have to do is get these swapped out for the new ones. So these won't fit in the existing, unfortunately, because it would be nice just to flick them all in, so we'll have to re-terminate all them. Right, that's all these in now, so if you have a look, these are all nice, tasty. These are all these isolators. So we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which we had to buy, and there's 4 here, which they provided. So now it's got DC isolators, we can finally be able to disconnect the cables coming through from the solar, so it's a bit safer now, thankfully. So yeah, what we'll do is bang these into the hybrid inverters, but we've got to get them mounted first, so we'll do that. Alright then, so we've got those in, so they're looking lovely, neat and sweet. So what we're going to do is get them sweeps in, we'll do a little hole above, we'll notch a bit out and have it coming out just underneath where the PV comes into the ports, where you can see the blue there. So we've mounted these, we've got 2 on each hole, so it's really strong. Put a little smiley face on as well. But yeah, we'll get these 3 mounted now. So this is inverter 3. So we'll get this mounted up. So we've just got to lift it on. So we'll leave it. We'll have to stop video because it's really heavy. Ooh, look at this little inverter 3. So Aston did that. Did this little label here, looking somewhat neat and sweet. But yeah, that's it. It's got a little locking lug. So you basically just mount the bracket like so. There's a little screw that goes to each side. And then what we've done is got them arched in nicely. Goes down back. I drew 2 32 balls and little slits. It looked a bit crude, shall we say, but we'll fix it up later. But yeah, they'll go there. And these come out, these post out of a little slot here. So they'll just clip in nicely. Like that. It'll look pretty sweet. Right then, so we'll get that connected up. All the isolators are off anyway. And then we'll do 2 and 1. There we go. Oh yeah, look at this. So inverter 3, 2, 1. So this will be the master one. So what we do is connect. See here where it says CT. So you can see that CT master meter CT. We're going to connect CT into that. That will run down to the load of the full site. So basically that's going to measure the site's load. And then when they do get battery storage, when the site's using the load, it'll take it from the battery and it'll be constantly fighting to not use the grid's power and pay loads of money for it. So that's kind of the benefits of solar and battery. So that's what that is. And then what we do, you see it says CAN 1, CAN 2. We're going to send a cable from this one to that one, this one to that one, and then you set this to master in the advanced settings, and then these you'd have to touch them and they'll just know the usage for the site because of the CT clamps from this one. So these 2 talk to this one and that's how it works. So there we go. Right, we'll get this clipped in then. So we'll have to get these colour coordinated. So for pos and neg. But what we're doing is just label them up to make sure that these strings go in the back in the right order. So all we do is just pop these little nipples out like so, and let's put them down there. If you look on here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, so they'll go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, and then that'll be all wired up, so nice and easy then. Then for the AC connection then, so this is not going to be long enough, and if you remember from yesterday, this is crispy creme. Look, we've got another crispy one. It's absolutely knackered. Same again with this one. This was super crispy on it. That's still got a bit of crisp on it. So we're going to replace these cables. We've got some new SWA which we can use for a bit of flex. So we'll come out of this isolator. It'll kind of come along up. It goes up into this little boot. You can have a look. So it comes up into this and then connects up into here. So if you look here, this is your grid side here, and that's it. So it's just L1, L2, L3, neutral and earths. So nice and easy. So all that wires back to here, your PV board. So there's 3 3-phase breakers for 1, 2, 3, and then this will go along down to your meter that we installed, and then meter to fuse board, and that's basically the job done. So there we go. Let's crack on. Right then, so it's connected up for the PV now then. So if you look up here, I've done one already. So let me just undo this. I won't undo it, but basically we've got pos and neg here. So we've got 1 and 2. So that'll be a string. But basically we'll show you do this then. So if you hold that, lad, we'll get nice and close. So what we're going to do is undo the old one. So the old one, this panel's battery connector. So if I get in here, pull that off. You see that? Let's pop that down there. So it's got, the old one's got like a little lever. So I'm going to get my screwdriver. So it's got a little lever. You pop your lever down and then screw it in, and it tightens it up. So they're quite clever really. They're a bit easy to use. Can't get him out. I'm trying to keep the length. Oh, right, I managed to do it without wrecking it. Right, so you open it up, and that's the thing that clamps down. It's quite a solid connection, so you strip quite a bit there, don't you? But if I leave that to one side, then so that there is the female plug. Now, when you're doing this, what you want to do is strip 7mm then. So we've got to wire into this connector then. So this is your negative. This is your negative connector. But the awkward thing is, this is the female end, but you need to put a male plug in. So if you look there, and if you look at the other pin, I'll show you that and get him out. This goes in the male plug. That's like a little hole. So that goes in the male side, and this pin, which fits inside here when you connect them together, that goes in your female plug. So it's quite awkward, but if you have a look at that, there's a difference, right? So leave that there. We don't want to lose them. But all we have to do essentially is crimp that on, and then this, it'll just slide in. You'll hear a little click. So we'll do that together then. We haven't really shown you much of this installation. So what we're going to do is just kind of push it out nice and neat. We're going to chop 7mm, which is about there. That chops a lot nicer than the other snips earlier. So just do that, a little twist, and then what we're going to do is it's basically going to land within that top little shaft. So if we just eye them in like that, give them a little twist as we do it. There we go. So that's nicely gone in there. That's in, and then I've got a crimper, which is knocking about in my pocket. So this crimper, if you look on this is for crimping little solar bits. So this is the 6mm, so we're going to use this bottom one. What we're going to do is just bang that over there, put that in, and then we're just going to give it a really good squeeze now. There we go. Tug test. So just pop that down there. So it's going to give us a good pull and twist. Pull, sorry. Solid as out. And all we'll do now is just get the female end, yeah, the socket. Even though you have to put the male pin in, which is a confusing bit. Just bang it there. If you get really close, mate, you might hear this click. There we go. So that's clicked in there, and then all you have to do is just tighten that up. So just tighten that up like that, and then we'll just click him in nice and easy then. Nice one. There we go. Solid that. We'll push a bit of excess up, get him in. You should hear a little click. So get right close. Look at that little click, and we're done. So we'll have to identify these cords. We'll have to label them up later. So that's essentially what it'll look like once it's all done. There we go, they're all on now. So they're looking great. So we've just been wiring it up. Just climb up here and show you. So just wires in L1, L2, L3, neutral and earth. Goes to a little 4-pole isolator, and then to your breaker. Then from your breaker, obviously goes to this fuse board below. And then you've got a CT to go in here, so it'll go into this little terminal here. And basically what that'll do is just measure the load for the site. So we've got to put 3 clamps on for L1, L2, L3 down there. So we've got, so you just send 1 CT clamp, and then what you can do is make this the master, and then you just send from cam 2 to cam 1, and then out of cam 2 to cam 1, and then basically the other 2 inverters will use that CT clamp, and that's how it works. So we've just got all the trunking lid to bang back on, but everything's looking pretty neat and sweet. So what else we got? Little generation meter on, it's all wired in, ready to go. Right, got CTs on down there now. We'll just turn it on. So what we're going to do is just get a few tests. So we're going to get your normal minor works test essentially. So there'll be a test for, well, we're going to get readings at each board. So there's a ZE here, we'll get a ZE there. And then what we're going to do is get tests at all these. And then we can, once we've done that, you're going to do a test called insulation resistance. You're testing that the insulation of the cables going to those are greater than 500 or greater than 1 or 2 megaohm, but they should be because they're brand new. And then we're going to do a test, a ZE on there, and then it'll be basically we're going to produce 3 minor works for the 3 circuits gone in. That's about it really. So at the moment we've got these covers hanging down, so we'll probably just turn on the isolator, test at the inverter, test for some good readings, and go from there. So here we go, that's everything up and running. So that's a job well done really. So we've got 1, 2, 3, little generation meter down the bottom, and we haven't got some smelly old PV units. The last ones were a bit Krispy Kreme, weren't they? So they must have burnt out, not tight enough in the terminals, and just burnt out over the years. So they've been in 10 years them, so these new inverters should run a lot better. Right, that's us done down here if you can see me. So it's a bit dark now, so no solar generating. But yeah, as you can see, it was a bit of an interesting one trying to get those up. Really heavy, weren't they?
So they were heavy.
Yeah, flipping out.
But we got there in the end.
We did. So it wasn't too bad. So as you saw, we took the old ones out, all Krispy Kreme. We got rid of those, chucked them into skip. No, we didn't. We just disposed of them with the electrical regulations. There we go, to a wee skip. Anyway, so anyway, we chucked those out. And then we basically wired up the same size inverter well, yeah. So there were hybrid inverters because the company couldn't get any normal inverters. But yeah, they've got the option to switch to battery in the future. But yeah, demand's crazy at the moment. You know, I mean, everyone's trying to get hold of these, and it's quite hard to actually get hold of these. So yeah, it was an interesting one, shall we say? But yeah, we've got the trunking up. We rejigged everything, so the meter was not really high up. It was actually further down, so you could actually read it. So the customer's happy about that, and there's like a little dongle setup you can get, so that's connected to the Wi-Fi. They can look on an app and they can see the generation of all 3. And yeah, that's all she wrote. So yeah, that's it for me. That's all done down here. Yeah, it's damn tired, as you can tell. It's a Friday. Let's enjoy the weekend. But yeah, if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification to know when we're next upload. As always, have a good one from me, and I'll see you on the next one.